Well, we have a short section today to read as we continue in Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. We're here at the Caribou Public Library. I'm Miss Erin, and I am so glad that you decided to join us today for our chapter book story time. So this is the second, or close to the end of chapter 19 about Amy's will, and now she is reading it to Laurie. My last will and testament. I, Amy Curtis March, being in my sane mind, do give and bequeath all my earthly property, viz. To wit, namely, to my father, my best pictures, sketches, maps, and works of art, including frames. Also, my $100 to do with what he likes. To my mother, all my clothes except the blue apron with pockets. Also, my likeness and my medal with much love. To my dear sister Margaret, I give my turquoise ring, if I get it. Also, my green box with the doves on it. Also, my piece of real lace for her neck, and my sketch of her as a memorial of her little girl. To Jo, I leave my breastpin, the one mended with sealing wax. Also, my bronze inkstand, she lost the cover, and my most precious plaster rabbit, because I am sorry I burnt up her story. To Beth, if she lives after me, I give my dolls and the little bureau, my fan, my linen collars, and my new slippers if she can wear them, being thin when she gets well. And I herewith also leave her my regret that I ever made fun of old Joanna. To my friend and neighbor Theodore Lawrence, I bequeath my paper mache portfolio, my clay model of a horse, though he did say it hadn't any neck. Also, in return for his great kindness, in the hour of affliction, any one of my artistic works he likes, Notre Dame is the best. To our venerable benefactor, Mr. Lawrence, I leave my purple box with a looking glass in the cover, which will be nice for his pens and remind him of the departed girl who thanks him for his favors to her family, especially Beth. I wish my favorite playmate, Kitty Bryant, to have the blue silk apron and my gold bead ring with a kiss. To Hannah, I give the bandbox that she wanted and all the patchwork I leave, hoping she will remember me when you see it. And now, having disposed of my most valuable property, I hope all will be satisfied and not blame the dead. I forgive everyone and trust that we may all meet when the trump shall sound. Amen. To this will and testament I set my hand and seal on this 20th day of November, Anno Domini, 1861. Anno Domino, actually, is what she wrote. Anno Domino. Amy Curtis March, witnesses Estelle Valnor and Theodore Lawrence. The last name was written in pencil, and Amy explained that he was to rewrite it in ink and seal it up for her properly. What put it into your head? Did anyone tell you about Beth's giving away her things? Asked Laurie soberly, as Amy laid a bit of red tape with sealing wax, a taper, and a standish before him. She explained and then asked anxiously, What about Beth? I'm sorry I spoke, but as I did, I'll tell you. I felt so ill one day that she told Jo she felt so ill one day that she told Jo she wanted to give her piano to Meg, her bird to you, and the poor old doll to Jo, who would love it for her sake. She was sorry that she had so little to give, and left locks of her hair to the rest of us, and her best love to Grandpa. She never thought of a will. Laurie was signing and sealing as he spoke, and did not look up until a great tear dropped on the paper. Amy's face was full of trouble, but she only said, Don't people put sort of postscripts to their wills sometimes? Yes. Codicils, they call them. Codicils. Put one in mine, then, that I wish all my curls cut off and given round to my friends. I forgot it, but I want it done, though it will spoil my looks. Laurie added it, smiling at Amy's last and greatest sacrifice. Then he amused her for an hour, and was much interested in all her trials. But when he came to go, Amy held him back to whisper with trembling lips, Is there really any danger about Beth? I'm afraid there is, but we must hope for the best, so don't cry, dear. And Laurie put his arm about her with a brotherly gesture, which was very comforting. When he had gone, she went to her little chapel, and sitting in the twilight, prayed for Beth with streaming tears, and an aching heart, feeling that 1,000,000 turquoise rings would not console her for the loss of her gentle little sister. Well, that's the end of chapter 19. So tomorrow we will read chapter 20 and move on from there. Thanks again for joining us today, and we'll see you then.